In the entrance test added up to only 9 points. Yet during the freshman assessment, he still managed to tie for first place with the class beauty. Even so, the other students still believed he was complete trash. What they didn't know was that the person they despised actually possessed dual SS rank top tier talents. But 2.5 minutes earlier, Xiaoling had only been an ordinary graduate who had just stepped out into society. Unable to find a stable job, he barely survived by leveling up gaming accounts for others. In order to prove to his relatives that he wasn't a useless loser, he resolutely moved out of his home. He wanted everyone to know that he was not someone without value. However, late one night, a sudden knock on the door broke the stagnation in his life. Confused, he opened the door and received a strange letter. The moment he opened the envelope, thick black mist swallowed his entire body, and at the same time, a cold mechanical voice echoed in his mind. Preliminary freshman identity verification complete, beginning teleportation. After that, Xiaoling lost consciousness. When he opened his eyes again, he found himself inside a sealed hall. Before he could regain his senses, a mocking voice sounded from beside him. "Yo, finally awake." The man suddenly pulled out a machete from his waist and swung it violently. The blade flashed over everyone's heads with a buzzing sound. The terrifying move stunned the entire crowd into silence. "What are you all yelling about? Shut your mouths." The man spat on the floor with a look of irritation. "Why are there idiots like this in every batch of freshmen? Does the admissions department do anything besides eat all day? Because one person woke up too late, our class has already wasted too much time, so I'll keep this short. This is Class 7 of the freshman year at Dawn Academy. I am your instructor, Qin Chuan, and you are the chosen ones." Xiaoling looked around. Including himself, there were at least 200 people there. This scale clearly couldn't be an ordinary kidnapping. Someone nervously asked, "Where is this place? Are we even still on Earth?" Another person asked whether the potential evaluation was similar to character stats in games. As the freshmen completed their evaluations one after another, Qin Chuan frowned the entire time, clearly dissatisfied. Only after someone scored a total attribute value of 32 did he reluctantly nod. But when it was Xiaoling's turn, the machine scanned him for more than an entire minute. Xiaoling became uneasy. Everyone else only took 6 or 7 seconds. So why was his taking so long? Qin Chuan also looked expectant, assuming that such a long scan meant he had discovered a talented student. Finally, the machine's light slowly dimmed. Xiaoling was just about to leave when Qin Chuan suddenly stopped him. "Wait, let me see your initial physique report." Chuan thought perhaps a hidden treasure had appeared, but the moment he read Xiaoling's results, he froze. The sum of all his attributes did not even exceed 10 points. His expression instantly shifted from anticipation to disappointment. "Since entering Dawn Academy, I've never seen stats this garbage. This is the first time I've ever seen someone start with single-digit attributes. You're a once-in-a-lifetime waste of space. I thought we had a talented student. What a waste of my expectations. You're trash." Xiaoling felt furious inside. He had not chosen to come to this bizarre academy. If they thought his physique was terrible, they could simply send him back. Ever since he was young, no matter where he went, people always called him trash. Could he really not escape that label, even in a place like this? Qin Chuan disdainfully took out a nameplate. "With these attributes, entering the test is basically suicide. Giving this ID badge to you is a waste." Unable to endure it anymore, Xiaoling snatched the badge away. Whether someone is trash or not isn't decided by a single number. No matter what you say, I'll test myself and prove it. Qin Chuan sneered. "Fine, you've got a tough mouth. Then I'll wait and see how reality slaps you in the face. Don't piss yourself in fear during the test." Someone beside them quickly asked, "What exactly is the entrance test?" Qin Chuan lazily replied that they would find out soon enough. The tense atmosphere, a girl wearing black-rimmed glasses suddenly spoke up. In the acceptance letter, it mentioned that in this academy, we can obtain wealth and power unimaginable in ordinary society. I want to confirm whether this wealth and power are obtained through the credits and exchange points you mention. Qin Chuan looked at her with slight surprise. "You, Gu Xiaoyue, you have the highest initial attribute score among this group. That's right. Credits and exchange points are basically the universal currency of this academy. With them, you can exchange for anything you want, including any real-world currency." Gu Xiaoyue calmly nodded. "Understood." Xiaoling observed the girl in surprise. She looked refined and scholarly, yet she actually had the highest stats among all of them. Qin Chuan even spoke to her in a noticeably better tone, clearly valuing her highly. At that moment, Chin Chuan reminded everyone that if they wanted to view their status, they only needed to silently confirm their attributes in their minds. Xiaoling tried it, and immediately a personal status panel appeared before his eyes. The most shocking part was that it displayed not only his remaining lifespan, but also a warning stating that every death would automatically deduct 10 years of lifespan. Once lifespan reached 0, the person would truly die. The entire hall instantly erupted into chaos like boiling water. Almost no one could accept such a horrifying system. One of the students shouted, "What kind of joke is this? I only have 9 years of lifespan left. Doesn't that mean if I die even once here, I'll actually die for real?" Chin Chuan walked over and smacked the student on the head. "Idiot. Yes, you only have 9 years left, so if you die once, all your lifespan will be deducted and you'll die completely. But don't you realize you've hit the jackpot? In the outside world, lifespan decreases year by year naturally. If you die, you die. But here, lifespan is a resource. It's currency. By completing missions, earning exchange points, and increasing your strength, you can earn more lifespan. Understand? This academy is giving you a staircase to change your destiny. As long as you have enough credits and exchange points, immortality may not even be impossible." While everyone was still discussing the horrifying death penalty system, another cold mechanical voice suddenly echoed in Xiaoling's mind. "Student Xiaoling, scan complete. Hidden talent unlocked, beginning analysis." Xiaoling was stunned. A hidden talent? On someone as useless as me? After realizing what was happening, he secretly glanced around. It seemed he was the only one hearing the voice because nobody else reacted. The panel displayed, "Talent name, no match found. Talent rank, no match found." Then the explanation appeared. Talent effect analysis. The student's learning ability has been greatly enhanced. Current level, 1. Passive talent effect. Learning efficiency for all abilities increased to 100%. Active talent effect, gain 1 copy opportunity. Can copy any ability equivalent to F rank evaluation. Duration, 3 minutes. Talent abilities cannot be copied. This active copy ability can only be activated once every 7 days. When the talent upgrades, all corresponding effects will improve. Since this talent has no precedent, according to Academy rules, the first person possessing a new talent gains naming rights. Please assign a name to this talent. Xiaoling fell into deep thought. Faster learning and the ability to copy. What should he call it? After thinking for a while, he decided to keep it simple. Then I'll call it Scholar. The system responded once more. Talent name, Scholar. Current level 1. Talent rank evaluation, SS. An S rank or higher talent has been detected. Student records will now be automatically sealed. Student Xiaoling, please note, access permissions for this file are restricted to the principal only. Please strictly obey confidentiality regulations. Seeing this, Xiaoling secretly glanced at Chin Chuan. No wonder the instructor had not known about his talent earlier. Clearly an ordinary instructor did not possess sufficient authority to view it. Xiaoling silently smiled to himself. Perhaps this would become his hidden trump card. Chin Chuan gave the students no more time to discuss. His booming voice roared throughout the hall once again. Our class is already far behind schedule. The entrance test begins now. Everyone stand where you are and do not move. Chin Chuan's intimidation had already deeply rooted itself in everyone's hearts. All discussion immediately ceased as everyone stood still. Despite their confusion and fear regarding the upcoming entrance test, Chin Chuan had no intention of explaining further. Soon, purple beams of light descended from the ceiling, enveloping each student. In the blink of an eye, the entire metallic hall became empty except for Chin Chuan alone. Rubbing his chin, Chin Chuan muttered to himself, "What rotten luck! There wasn't even a single talented student in this batch. Looks like I won't be getting a good ranking in this year's instructor evaluations." Suddenly, a hearty laugh sounded from behind him. "Old Chin, I've got good news for you. Our class 3 has produced 2 students with innate talents," the man said. "One is B grade." Chin Chuan's expression flickered for a moment, but he quickly pretended to be calm. "Ha! Our class actually has someone whose total initial attributes exceed 40. The man still smiled. "High attributes don't mean much. In the end, it still depends on talent. I heard last year the UK produced a double SS rank newcomer." Chin Chuan brushed away the hand resting on his shoulder. The central database doesn't even have such a record. That proves double SS talents don't exist at all. As for S rank talents, how many could there even be in the world? At the same time, Xiaolong and the others were teleported into the depths of a goblin nest. The air was filled with a foul stench that made people nauseous. Everyone immediately received a system mission. The entrance test had begun. B-choice mission. You are located deep inside a goblin nest. Escape the forest and reach the safe zone within 1 hour. Optional missions. Kill 5 goblins in 1 strike. Completing the B mission grants 10 credits and 100 exchange points. Completing optional mission 1 grants an additional 10 credits and 200 exchange points. Completing optional mission 2 grants an additional 20 credits and 500 exchange points. A beginner starter pack has been issued containing a random weapon. Reminder, there is no death penalty in this test. Upon seeing this final note, everyone was overjoyed. That meant death here wouldn't deduct lifespan. Xiaolong immediately opened his starter pack. In the next moment, a wooden gray magic staff appeared in his hand. At the same time, information about the staff entered his mind. Beginner staff obtained F-rated magical attack power, skill, energy orb. Using it consumes mental energy. Basic staff mastery skill automatically acquired. Current level 1. Xiaolong seemed to understand something and pointed the staff at a nearby boulder. He felt a mysterious force draining from his body. The next moment, a purple light burst out, directly blasting a small dent into the rock. His basic staff mastery increased to 2%. Xiaolong's eyes lit up, and he finally understood how to use his SS rank Scholar talent. The passive effect increases all learning efficiency by 100%, meaning he levels up twice as fast as others. However, before he could even be happy, a sharp pain struck his head. The system warned insufficient mana, unable to use energy orb. It seemed his initial attributes were too low and his mana pool too small. A burly man nearby shouted excitedly that he had unlocked basic greatsword mastery, gaining 1 point of experience per swing. Xiaolong immediately understood. Using corresponding weapons unlocks skills and simply attacking can gain experience. If that's the case, staying here to farm levels before completing the mission would be optimal. But random swings were meaningless. Experience only comes from proper execution. For ordinary people, such consumption was enormous. The time limit of the mission was designed to prevent farming. Just then, Gu Xiaoyue walked over and asked if he wanted to switch weapons. She looked at his short sword very seriously. Even though she had never played games, to her the sword was clearly better than a staff. The moment he held it, information about the short sword entered his mind. Beginner short sword, F-grade physical attack power, basic short sword mastery unlocked. As expected, physical weapons had no energy consumption and felt much more practical. Thinking that having a ranged teammate might help, he was about to suggest forming a team when the burly man from earlier interrupted. "Hey, wanna cooperate?" he said. "I heard you're the highest stat in the class. Team up with me. My strength, stamina, and agility are all above 10. He pointed at Xiaolong mockingly. "Compared to this pretty boy, I look much safer." Gu Xiaoyue silently turned him down and walked away, making him a laughingstock. Humiliated, he turned his anger toward Xiaolong, pushing him aside and grabbing his collar. "What are you looking at? I hate trash like you with single-digit stats." Xiaolong calmly replied that everyone should rely on their own ability. The man raised his fist, but before he could act, a goblin suddenly lunged from behind, slashing his face. Enraged, he killed it in 1 strike, but more goblins appeared from the bushes. A large group of goblins emerged, and the inexperienced students panicked and fled, suffering heavy casualties within moments. Xiaolong realized that everything, the senses, pain, smell, was completely real despite the environment being simulated. But this was not like a game at all. Someone shouted that goblins wouldn't attack people inside caves, and everyone rushed toward the cave for safety. Xiaolong analyzed the situation. The cave was temporarily safe, but only for half an hour. The mission time limit was 1 hour. With his scholar talent boosting learning efficiency, if he could push his sword mastery to level 2, it would be beneficial. Each proper strike gave him experience points, and he was close to leveling up. Many newcomers complained that the mission was impossible, saying ranged weapons couldn't hit anything, and monsters moved too fast. Gu Xiaoyue, unaffected by panic, observed Xiaolong's training and concluded calmly that his method was inefficient, estimating it would take an hour to reach level 2 under normal conditions. Xiaolong was slightly surprised by her calculation ability. Indeed, under normal efficiency it would take about an hour, but he had his scholar talent. He was only 2 experience points away from leveling up. He didn't mention his talent and instead asked about about goblin abilities. Gu Xiaoyue was slightly surprised that he noticed her observations. Xiaolong smiled, saying gamers always study strategy before entering a dungeon. Without a guide, they had to create their own. She replied coldly that she never played such childish games. He then summarized his observations. Goblins had weak attack and defense, roughly S-level weakness, with fatal points at the head and chest. Individually, they were not difficult to defeat if one overcame fear. Calmly thinking about it, these goblins were not invincible. With basic weapons, they could be handled, but losing courage meant no chance of survival. Perhaps the true purpose of this entrance test was to force everyone